Title: The Train to Nowhere. Prologue: The Departure. If I disappear, don't come looking for me. That was the last message Claire sent. She didn't wait for a reply. She silenced her phone, slid it into the side pocket of her worn-out backpack, and walked onto the midnight train leaving Chicago. The conductor didn't ask questions when she handed him a one-way ticket. People who boarded at that hour rarely wanted small talk. Her fingers trembled as she chose a window seat. Her backpack contained only a hoodie, a notebook, a nearly empty wallet, and one photo, the one she couldn't bear to leave behind. The photo of Daniel, smiling in the sun, the wind messing his hair the way she used to fix. The man she was going to marry. The man she had buried 6 months ago. She hadn't told her sister, hadn't left a note on the fridge. No plans, no explanations. Just the aching need to be anywhere else. Every corner of her apartment whispered memories she no longer had the strength to face. Every routine was a performance. Smile. Nod. Pretend. The train pulled away from the platform, and the city lights faded like the closing credits of a life she no longer recognized. Claire leaned her head against the window and let the darkness swallow her. The silent train. The train was nearly empty. A few strangers scattered across the car. A snoring businessman, a mother with a sleeping child, a teen in headphones nodding to music no one else could hear, and Claire, alone in her row. The rhythmic clatter of the wheels offered the only soundtrack to her thoughts. She closed her eyes but couldn't sleep. Her mind wandered to the last day with Daniel. How he kissed her forehead before leaving for the cabin. How she had stayed behind to finish a work project, promising to join him the next day. How that day never came. The call from the hospital. The numb drive to identify the body. The silence after. She hadn't cried for weeks now. It was as if the tears had dried inside her. Across from her, someone shifted. A man. Young, maybe early 30s. He wore a black hoodie and sketching gloves, a pencil moving quickly across a pad. Claire watched as he drew the mother and child, the sleeping businessman, even the vending machine in the corner. His hand moved like it was remembering more than observing. She didn't mean to stare, but when his eyes met hers, he didn't look away. He simply flipped to a new page and began sketching her. The sketch artist Claire looked away, flustered. Her reflection in the train window looked like a ghost. Pale, drained, hollow. Why would he sketch her? She hadn't spoken a word. A few minutes passed. She glanced back. The man Eli, his name later revealed, kept drawing. No words, just lines. His brows furrowed in concentration, then relaxed. He tore the page from his sketchbook, folded it in half, and stood. With a quiet step, he walked over and handed it to her. Claire didn't open it right away. She only said, "Thanks." He nodded, sat across from her, and returned to his sketches. A few moments passed before curiosity won. She opened the paper. It wasn't a detailed portrait, it was more like a feeling. Her eyes were drawn slightly closed, as if she were breathing in peace for the first time. Her lips weren't smiling, but they weren't sad either. It was soft. "How did you?" she began. "I draw what's missing," he said quietly. They sat in silence after that. Coffee at 3 a.m. The train stopped at a small-town diner station around 3 a.m. The conductor announced a 20-minute break. Passengers groaned and stretched. Claire stepped outside, suddenly needing air. To her surprise, Eli followed. They both ended up at the same counter, ordering the same thing, black coffee. It tasted like burnt water, but it was warm. "You always take trains this late?" she asked. Eli shrugged. "Only when I don't want to be found." Claire nodded. That made two of them. He didn't ask about her story, but something about his silence invited the truth. "My fiancé died 6 months ago," she said, not looking at him. "Car accident. I was supposed to be with him." Eli didn't respond immediately. "Guilt is heavier than grief," he said finally. "You don't just carry what you lost, you carry what you think you should have done." Claire's eyes welled, but she didn't cry. Not yet. "What about you?" she asked. "My mother's dying," he said. "I'm going to see her. It's been 10 years. "Why so long?" "I told her I never wanted to see her again. Now I don't know if I deserve to." Claire stared at him. Two broken people on the same train, not running towards something. Just away. The confession back on the train. They sat in the same seats. The silence between them now felt like understanding. Claire spoke again. "I don't feel anything anymore," she admitted. "It's like my body wakes up, but my soul doesn't. I thought if I just left, maybe I'd find myself again." Eli listened, nodding slowly. "Sometimes you don't find yourself by searching. Sometimes someone else sees you first." She looked at him. The way he saw her not as broken, but in the middle of healing made something stir. She wanted to believe him, but doubt always echoed louder. The empty seat Claire must have dozed off. She woke to a jolt as the train slowed. The seat across from her Eli's seat was empty. She looked around. No sketch pad, no bag, no sign. Panic tightened her chest. Had he gotten off? Had she missed her chance to say goodbye? Or thank you. Her eyes darted across the car. Nothing. Then she saw it. A folded paper on the seat, her name written in pencil on the outside. The note. Her fingers shook as she opened it. It was another sketch. This one showed her, smiling. Not faintly, but fully. Her eyes sparkled, her posture strong. She looked alive. At the bottom, one sentence. You're not lost. You're healing. Claire let out a sob. But it was different this time. It wasn't the scream of grief. It was the sigh of release. Epilogue. The return Claire got off the train at a small town she didn't even know the name of. She walked until the sky turned pale blue. She rented a room above a bookstore. Bought a cheap kettle. Hung Eli's sketch on the wall. She didn't go back to her old life. But she stopped running. She wrote again. Not about pain, but about beginnings. And sometimes, when she took the 2 a.m. train just to feel the hum beneath her feet, she'd bring her sketchbook and draw the people who didn't yet know they weren't lost either. They were healing.